Hi there, Jonny here from JonnyLipshamStudios.co.uk, and in today's video I'm going to show you a cool little trick that you can do with your reverbs and delays and any other ambient effects that you might have going on in your song, in your mix, to basically help overcome some of the issues with mud that you might well have. Now, oftentimes when we're starting to talk about mud in our mixes, quite often we're talking about maybe we need to go over to our instrument channels, or we're going to our vocal channels or something like that, and we're going to high pass filter, or we're going to scoop out some low mids, that kind of thing. And yes, a lot of the time when you're mixing, those kind of EQ tricks will definitely clear out some of the mud, but not necessarily. And you may find that even though you've done that, you still end up with a bit of mud in your mix. And here is why you may end up with that. Ambient effects, I only have two here. I've just got a delay and a reverb. But if I had a lot more, if I had other plates and small rooms and all sorts of other delays for different purposes, mud can build up in those as well. Especially if you have lots of things being sent to them, like I have here. I have the lead vocal, the backing vocals, tenor sax solo, I've got horn section, keys, and guitars, all going to the reverb or the delay. And so that's a lot of stuff being sent to the reverb in particular, and the delay as well. And so you can get mud building up in your reverb and delays. And so there is a trick that you can apply, and it is actually quite well known, so I'm not going to be teaching anything new. I'm just going to be showing you kind of how I apply it. It's often referred to as the Abbey Road trick, and essentially what it is after your reverb or your delay on your effects channels, put an EQ after it. You can put it in front of it as well, but I tend to put it after it, and set a high pass filter really quite high, maybe above 350. And then you put a low pass filter or a high cut filter round about 3K. And the reason why you do that is you clear out all the low end, and you clear out the super top end as well, and some of the upper mids. And that allows your reverb to have some clarity. And it means you're not going to get lots of low end, particularly from vocals or bass guitars, or, you know, the left hand of the piano or anything like that going through your reverb. They're going to get filtered out. Now, what you can also do is you can also give a little boost around about 1 or 2K, just to add a little bit of extra brightness. But be careful with this. Don't turn this up too much. Otherwise, you'll end up with a harsh sounding reverb and a harsh sounding delay, and you don't want that. So that's how it works. But let's hear how it sounds, because that's the most important thing. So let's turn off these EQs here, and they are basically doing exactly the same thing. So let's hear this section of this song without those EQs in place, and then we'll bring them in.
Another grace flashes past the window on the 13th floor. One more sad life crashes.
Okay, let's bring them in.
Broken by the yearn for more and more. Another spin of the wheel.
Take them out.
Roll off the dice, or ace on the turn. You beg, borrow, or steal, or trade
Back in.
your soul for bands to burn. In God we trust, says on the bill from Boomer.
Okay, it's quite subtle, as you can see, because the level of reverb and delays is quite low. I like my ambient effects quite subtle, to be honest. I like them to just add some flavor, add some color, and add a little bit of depth and perspective. I don't like to overdo it. So what we should do, just to make sure that everybody can hear this, is let's exaggerate it. Let's crank up the reverb and the delay, and I'll even turn the compressor off on this delay because I'm using that to duck the delay out of the way. And let's isolate the lead vocal, and let's see if we can hear it in this instance without the EQs in. See if we can hear that low kind of build up in the reverbs and the delays.
Another grey suit flashes past the window on the 13th floor.
Yeah, we're definitely in a very large shower room. So let's bring those EQs back in and let's listen to the same thing.
Another grey suit flashes past the window on the 13th floor.
And now you can hear pretty clearly how much the lows have gone away from the reverb and the delay. It's really quite amazing the difference that it makes. As you know, as is often said, these things add up. So the more you have being sent of different elements to a reverb or a delay, if you've not got these engaged, these EQs after those ambient effects, the more it builds up. So let's just do a quick A/B between the two. So we'll start without and then we'll bring them in.
Another grey suit flashes past the window on the 13th floor. One more sad life crashes, broken by the yearn for more and more. Another spin of the wheel, roll off the dice, or ace on the turn.
Alright, so it's pretty clear. Let's turn these guys back down because that is just horrendous. Way too much of both going through there. Alrighty, so that's pretty clear that how much you build up you can get of low end in particular, but also some of the highs as well can just build up and make your reverbs drown a wee bit, even if you've got them turned down quite a bit, so it's quite subtle. It can still be there, and you know, on a larger speaker system or in a better room than the room that you're currently in, maybe some of these things might become more apparent to the end user, and you don't want that. So you know, if you want your mixes to sound nice and clear and crystal, then certainly do the Abbey Road Trick on your reverbs and your delays. Nice EQ, doesn't have to be anything impressive. A stock EQ will do the job. And high pass, round about 300-400. Low pass, round about 3K-ish. And as I say, you can do a little bit of an upper mid, tiny little stick up here, just to get a little bit of maybe some low mid clarity. Upper mid clarity. But yeah, give that one a try in your next song, and I'll see you on the next video very soon. Bye for now.